Hello, my name is Elite and welcome back to my channel. In this video I will explain the meaning, definition and the example of all phrasal verbs of go, go off. The definition of go off is to explode, metaphorically, to become very angry. Now let me show the example of go off phrasal verb in sentences are: after the first molt of their skin, they descend and go off on their own. Pregnant cats sometimes go off their feet for a bit in the early stages. The hedgehog takes cover in the surrounding shrubbery as the explosives go off. It's really the current auction value reports that dealers go off of. Now let me define the next phrasal verb of go. Go on. The definition of go on is start working, continue or persevere. Now let me show the example of go on phrasal verb in sentences are: how could I go on believing no one would succumb to such temptation? Someone needs to have the final say, or some decisions could go on and on. Except to pretend like you don't know what's up and go on about your duties. The majority of these flowers will go on to produce bulbils rather than seed. Now let me define the next phrasal verb of go. Go out. The definition of go out is to leave one's abode to go to public places. Now let me show the example of go out phrasal verb in sentences are: if they wanted what he and Carmen had, why didn't they go out and find it? No, we immediately go out and buy the strongest insecticide we can get. Maybe he should go out and get laid so we're even and I can forgive him. I might go out tomorrow, possibly to a rural location to pursue some pastime. Now let me define the next phrasal verb of go. Go over. The definition of go over is consider, examine, or check something. Now let me show the example of go over phrasal verb in sentences are: oh my, you're fortunate the car didn't go over the edge with you in it. Other companies, however, may routinely go over and above their quota. Try a pencil and then go over it with the powder, so it does not look too harsh. Take the time to go over your activity log and make the necessary changes. Now let me define the next phrasal verb of go. Go through. The definition of go through is to travel from one end of something to the other, or to undergo, suffer, experience. Now let me show the example of go through phrasal verb in sentences are: I just don't want our kids to go through life being teased about being short. While in this position they overgo through the earlier stages of development. Would I be able to get an annulment, or would I have to go through a divorce? Do not be too downhearted. We all have had to go through the same process. Now let me define the next phrasal verb of go. Go to. The definition of go to is enter into a specified state or course of action. Now let me show the example of go to phrasal verb in sentences are: as soon as Daddy and Jonathan finish getting dressed, we'll go to church. Why don't you meet me today and we'll go to lunch together with the kids? Then you'd get on the bus or subway and go to the polling place and vote. I think we need to go to the store today, but I can fix us a snack. Now let me define the next phrasal verb of go. Go towards. The definition of go towards is be a contribution to. Now let me show the example of go towards phrasal verb in sentences are: she used the money to go towards the foundation of a special research group. Part of the profit would go towards improving pay and conditions for Army officers. The money will go towards converting derelict cottages at the rear of the cafe. 1% of total public spending should eventually go towards the arts. Now let me define the next phrasal verb of go. Go under. The definition of go under is descend into a body of water, to go bankrupt, to collapse. Now let me show the example of go under phrasal verb in sentences are: because I'm a bad swimmer, I often go under and swallow a lot of water. This is part of public law but tends to go under the name of constitutional law. Stroked a tomcat under the chin and watched a steam train go under a bridge. Kelly was about to go under the knife when her surgeon stopped everything. Now let me define the next phrasal verb of go. Go up. The definition of go up is to be built or erected, to rise or increase in price, cost, or value. Now let me show the example of go up phrasal verb in sentences are: are you angry with me because I didn't want to go up to see your parents? What I don't understand is why you didn't get Rob to go up there with you. You promised me you wouldn't go up there alone and you broke your promise. Then thought, well, sod it, let's go up to the gallery, have a look around. Now let me define the next phrasal verb of go. Go with. The definition of go with is give one's consent or agreement to a person or proposal. Now let me show the example of go with phrasal verb in sentences are: in those last moments when it was too late, she had decided to go with them. I'll make sure she rests and I'll go with her everywhere so nobody hurts her. Or maybe I can learn to fight and go with him, if there's no time limit to the war. Your sisters don't like the idea either, but I would really like to go with you. Now let me define the next phrasal verb of go. Go without. The definition of go without is suffer lack or deprivation. Now let me show the example of go without phrasal verb in sentences are: He'd spend the rest of his existence in hell before he'd let her go without a fight. As white as you can go without looking like you are trying too hard is ideal. Snoring is a sleep disorder that should not go without medical attention. If you can't go without reading the paper, there's no excuse to miss it anymore. Please like, share, subscribe and support my channel. That's all for this video. See you in next video.